Hey everybody, this is the Bachelor Pad. Let me see. All right, so because we went over a couple things, midget in the hot tub, somebody brought up a point that we seem to have a lot of stories that deal with water. Uh, I didn't really think about it. I guess I don't have them categorized in my head exactly how much water plays into weird shenanigans. So I'm going to touch on not myself. It's not that kind of video. I mean, don't get me wrong. A little bit later in the day, that will probably happen. But I'm going to touch on a story that a friend of mine made mention. Yeah, it's weird living this weird zany lifestyle and whatever that they'll bring up stuff that I've forgotten about. There was a friend from high school. So my guy friends, we've actually had a couple lady friends from high school. Get a call one night. We're out and about. I'm at a breakup point in a relationship where we had an apartment, but we were there paying the bills. Neither one of us was really going to move out or like relinquish control of the apartment. So we were both staying there, even though we weren't still dating. Well, within the week or two prior, don't get me wrong, we were still living there, we were still having sex, but we knew the relationship was over. I don't know if any of you have been in that same predicament where you're both on a lease, you don't want to leave because you're afraid the other person's going to completely trash the apartment or not pay the bills, so you stay anyways. The good part is you at least get the look, I really don't like you, I can't stand the sight of you, but I still need to have sex once or twice a day, to make myself feel normal. So through that time frame, that was when manscaping was all like in vogue. I know everyone manscapes and ladyscapes now, and if you don't, you really should. I do know there is a weird resurgence of females keeping or getting back to their hippie, earthy nature or whatever, which I can't deal with. I'd call it a wrap and be like, no. Well, I'm having the conversation with my girlfriend slash ex about ladyscaping, and I was like, no, you need to shave it all, right? Like, don't, she wanted to have like landing strip or something, and well, why like everything on the undercarriage and everything under there is good. Well, actually not. She was taking trimmers to where it was like almost like stubble, like what I would have there, and I was like, no, it needs to be shaved, like it needs to be completely clean. And she was like, well, no, but everything from the working part of this area is clean. And I went, no, there's still little like prickly hairs or whatever. And my analogy was, if I was going to serve you a hamburger, how many hairs would you like in it? She was, well, none. Well, exactly. That's the same way I would like my vagina. I didn't see it coming back and backfiring on me because I was a guy. I would manscape. I would shave the bells and everything to the tree trunk area. And then everything from that point going up, you would, you're a guy, you leave that, right? Well, in some weird turn of events, she shaved all of her stuff, and she didn't like it. I think after a while she did because she kept the hairstyle. But while she was like, well, here, I'll let you shave mine, you shave yours. Now, mind you, this isn't a relationship that is ending. We've pretty much said that in 90 days when the lease is up, we're going our separate ways and we're not gonna talk anymore. But we would still shave each other's pubic regions. So, look, I'm kind of freaky in that nature, so it doesn't matter, right? I think that's fun, and as long as I know that thing is nice and you get a good bird's eye view of it also in a very clinical shaving, manscaping, ladyscaping sense. So while she had the trimmers with mine, she was trimming and went zoomp and took a swipe, almost like you see like in barbershop videos where somebody's not paying attention and just cuts a big swoop through somebody's hair, or gives them the George Jefferson where it's bald here and like a reverse mohawk. She zipped it right up there and like cut all, and I went, you've got to be kidding me. And she kind of ran and giggled and went, well, it's already there. Well, let's take it all the way off. So she convinces me in that point to go Telly Savalas, right? The dude from Kojak, like the first bald person, or Mr. Clean. So I don't have a hair from my belly button to my bad place back there, right? It is clean as a whistle. Now, the only thing that I can do is look down and kind of giggle because I've never seen, there's always been like the beaver pelt from the tree trunk up, always had some kind of, and it was a redhead, right? So it's lightish colored hair to begin with. So I'm a little freaked out. Well, at this point, I'm still in this pseudo. We're not really together. We've both given each other okay to see other people or whatever. We're broken up-ish. So I didn't really think I was going to run into anyone that I would have to show my business to in that form, right? Her, I don't care about. We've been together for multiple years. Doesn't matter if I have baby, fresh baby shaved manhood, right? I'm fine with it. It actually felt pretty good. It just took a little bit to get used to. So in normal my life standards, we're out hanging out with a buddy of mine. He gets a phone call from a girl that all through high school that maybe he did or didn't mess around with randomly in high school, in college, a couple years, and there were like 2 to 4 year variances that we would actually hang out. Well, these, just like he and I were very good friends, she had a friend that she was very good friends with that I used to mess with. So it kind of factored down into a weird, like, pseudo best friend hang out and hook up. Maybe because we were always together, but it worked out that way in high school, college, and then after college. So we're probably in our mid-20s, get a phone call. Hey, we're going to go over to so-and-so's house. I was like, cool. Well, guess what? Your friend so-and-so is there also. You notice that? I'm doing so-and-so and not giving up the names of these ladies. So I'm sure they've got wonderful lives and whatever, and I'm sitting here telling you about all the creepy stuff I've done. So we go over there, but I do, on the ride over, they're, pick up this for alcohol, pick up that, do whatever. So as we're driving there, the young lady who was friends with my friend says, my friend's here, but she's in a relationship and it's really serious, and so she won't be, it won't be like all the other times you guys hung out. And I said, look, I could have been hanging out with guys, sitting by myself, doing anything at this point. I really don't care. I've never really thought that we were going to hook up or hang out in any scenario ever in life. It just kind of happened. So look, I'm totally cool. Tell her, be cool, everything will be cool. Tell the bitch to be cool. So on our way over there, my buddy's like, it's bullshit. She'll mess around. She'll do whatever. Nah. I was like, look, I really don't care, right? I'm quite okay with the scenario. We drive all the way there. We get there. We have conversations. And just as it was described to me, the girl that I've hung out with over the years didn't seem overly excited to see me. Granted, I'm not the most attractive man on the planet. At the time, I was in good shape, so at least I had a good body. And freshly shaven from my navel to my arse, right? So I had that going for me, except I look like a giant baby. And when you're pale-skinned and whatever, yeah, it was odd. Never seen sun in that region either. So as we get there, we get in, we have some drinks. So I've got no dog in this fight. Hey, what's going on? Everything's fine, blah, blah, blah. So we're having a good time getting to know each other. What's happened in the last 4 years since we've hung out or hooked up or whatever. It was kind of funny because whether I did it consciously or subconsciously, I did reference a bunch of our other times where we had hooked up, or when we were at Eastern and we got snowed in and we had a cool sex weekend that weekend. The only week I ever smoked cigarettes, ironically. They forced me to have cigarettes with them because we were snowed in. It was like 1.5 feet of snow, nobody could get anywhere, and I kind of had to smoke cigarettes, I guess, in order to have sexual relations all weekend, which I felt, in the, post-hangout, that was pretty rude to do to a guy who's never had cigarettes. So we have some conversations. My buddy grabs me, goes to the bathroom and goes, they've got a hot tub, like jacuzzi hot tub. It was a very nice house, and they had a jacuzzi hot tub in the, in the bathroom suite. And he was like, dude, we need to get in the hot tub. So he just takes it upon himself to go in there, turn on the hot tub, figure out how to make everything work and whatever. So he tells them, he's like, look, we need to get in the hot tub. We need to go hang out and do whatever. I was like, I'm game. I don't care. So they're debating whether they're going to do it. I think regardless, he and I were going to get in and soak. I don't care if they came in and pulled up kitchen chairs. They could sit and watch us, but we're getting in this hot tub. Now, mind you, we're a little bit intoxicated at this time also. So we get in there, and they agree to it. So I was like, cool. And he's like, man, we get in the hot tub, things will happen, right? It's a hot tub. Things happen in hot, bubbly water. I.e., when I made reference of the hot tub and other hot tub shenanigans, this is a hot tub, bathtub combo, but it was like a full-service hot tub. So we get in there, and And he's like, yeah, man, cool, let's strip down. So he goes to strip down. Now, mind you, I played high school, college football with this guy. We've seen each other naked plenty of times. And then, other shenanigans. So it really isn't too crucial. I've somehow gotten oddly okay with being around other friends that I've played ball with naked. Yeah, not scared of penis, I guess, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. It should frighten me, but I try not to think about it. So as we're there, I go to drop trowel, and I pull my pants down, and I went, oh. And I see my freshly shaven, completely, and I'm white as freshly fallen snow, too. And I went, oh, which seemed to be amplified by the bathroom lights, like as if a spotlight, I'm standing there. And I'm a shower, I'm a grower, not a shower. So I would almost have to fluff to even make it look cool. Normally you've got some shrubbery or whatever around the area to kind of take away from, you're not looking too spry right there, guy, right? Like I would need to go fluff before I walked in the room. So I look and I went, oh, dude. He's like, what? Mind you, he's standing there naked and he's furry. Like, I don't even think he manscapes. Like, it's like the Zohan. The bush is the biggest. So I'm looking at this guy with a friggin', a hairy dude to begin with. And I'm like, balls. I totally forgot. The chick and I, this and whatever. And there was a mishap and what the hell. And I shaved everything. And he was like, dude, you got to let me see. So I let him see. Not the thing you want to hear from your buddy. A giggle, like a child laughter. Like, ho, ho, ho. Woo-hoo, look at that. Oh my God, that looks crazy. Dude, you look like a giant baby. And I'm like, great, I've got a baby dick at this point, right? I'm like, this is horrible. So I'm a little freaked out. I'm like, no, this is not happening. I'm like, oh. And then I realized when I pulled my pants down, I was free balling. It had to have been laundry day, right? It was laundry day. I didn't have drawers on. I was wearing like cargo shorts and no britches. So I have no underwear. So I think we were going to get in with boxer shorts and then maybe we'll get a little frisky and the boxer shorts will come off. So he looks at me and goes, well, screw it. If you don't have them, I don't have them. We'll both go naked. I was like, says the guy with adequate pubic hair, right? You're completely fine. You're willing to show your business and you've got adequate pubic hair. I'm like, balls. I was like, dude, I might have to just hide. He was like, no, fuck it. Own that shit. Like, just own that shit. Like, yeah, I did this. Telly Savalas, bitch. What? Like I'm gangster about my, and I was like, dude, not to be weird, but I'm going to turn around and fluff a little bit, right? Just to make it, accentuate what's going on here. So they come in and we go, look, here's the deal. Hopefully this is going to freak you out, but blah, blah, blah. We drop trowel. We're both naked. They, of course, veer. Both of their eyes look right at my freshly white. Dude, I don't tan that well. I turn an odd peach color to begin with. But that area from mid-thigh to belly button has never seen sun, right? So it's almost like I don't even know, it's like fluorescent or something, right? Like there's light coming off of me and I'm a little freaked out, right? So I'm turtling. So it's not an impressive looking penis at this point with shaven balls and cock and belly button. Everything's clean. I hate it. So we get in the hot tub, right? So of course I've had a couple drinks. I'm going to go ahead and giggle about it. Well, they get in bra and panties. So they get in bra and panties. Cool. Again, I still have gone there. She's not even seeming like she likes me being here. So we're not going to mess around at all. Right? So I don't care. I've got the male equivalent of baby penis going on with, with everything being shaved and looking weird. So we're sitting in the hot tub and all four of us are in there. And it's a tight squeeze. So legs are going here and that. My buddy elbows me. And this goes back to a couple other segments where I don't normally initiate stuff, right? I have no problem being in the weird hot tub quagmire, but I'm not one to initiate. So he develops this thing where we're going to do like a round robin or a duck duck goose. Like, he's like, hey, he was like, I'm going to play with her, vagina, and you reach over and play with this one and let's see what goes on. And I'm like, that again, maybe I don't pick up on the social cues that, hey, we're in a hot tub and our legs are all crossed and we're all kind of here anyways, but we're going to play with each other's vajayjay. Hold up. Didn't mention that I have my dogs here and whatever also. Give me 1 second. No, I'm going to keep going. Shush. You guys aren't helping the do radio at home. So as this is happening, there's random, playing and whatever. And he was like, dude, we're naked. You guys got to take your tops off. So they give a little bit of resistance. They take their tops off. Everyone shush. So they take their tops off. So now it's boobs. So it's boobs everywhere. And the one has great boobs. The other one has boobs that I've seen before and neat and, reach over and touch a thigh or maybe play with a vagine. Well, he gets out of the hot tub with the girl that he's with and picks her up and puts her on the counter. Just puts her on the counter. And he goes down to get a closer look, I'd say, right? So he goes down and begins to mess around. And I just kind of look over at the girl that I'm not going to mess around with, who we've already boobs and we've been touching and playing, that we've already started to do this. And now she's watching. No. So he's watching everything that's going on. Give me the toy. Hey, give me the toy. Sorry, no dog play right now. So as we're doing this, I'll be darned if she reaches over, a lot like the little person who was in the hot tub story earlier, reaches over and grabs my business and starts playing with it. So I'm like, foop, and there it is. Now it's standing at full attention. I let it breach out of the water like, look at that. That doesn't look like a baby's penis now, does it? That's fully erect. That's good times. So my buddy now is having sex with the girl on the counter. Obviously watching this in some weird way is getting her interestingly aroused, which is playing into my benefit because I don't think she really wanted to mess around with me that evening. So as we're doing this, he grabs her and scampers out in the living room. So I went, wow, that was crazy, huh? She grabs me, kisses me, we're pretty much going at it in the same spot. Like, I guess maybe that was the go from the hot tub and in the dry off process that just pick up, put on the counter, get a closer look, and then, a little bit of hump and pump on the counter. And then she grabs me and takes me up to the bedroom. So I'm kind of giggling to myself like, I love when I'm being told none of this is going to happen. And it friggin' happens, right? Because I didn't do anything. I'm just like a spectator, and I guess your penis will do, right? I guess I'll mess with you. So we go upstairs and we go to get in the bedroom. So we go there, we start making out, heavy petting. We're getting ready to do the deed. And I figure, I think we kind of did it, like borderline in and out of the hot tub. So I get ready, and not the most logical thing, right? You should always use a condom. Hashtag always use a condom. We're getting ready to, and I'm getting ready to enter, and she stops me and was like, do you have a condom? It seems to happen a lot in my stories. And I went, well, yes, but I think it's with my clothes, and I think it's in my wallet in the kitchen. She was like, well, no glove, no love. You need to go. And I went, oh, balls. Didn't we do a little bit already? Go get a condom and hurry up. So I said, okay. So I run over to go downstairs and get a condom. And as I walk out, there's kind of it's a mezzanine area with a big open floor plan. As I look down, a buddy's having sex on the couch with the girl that, he's on and off for the last 15 years. So I look and I'm like, haha, I get to watch my, and there's Scoop. There's where the noises come from. So I look and I go, haha, there's my buddy having sex. So of course I'm going to look and I'm going to critique a little bit. Like, I'm going to look and go, does he have a cool move? Is there anything I can see and witness, as I'm going? So I'm kind of, and I've never seen, it's kind of weird to go into spank bank material that I'm watching this girl that I've known for a long time and I've never had sex with. I'm watching her have sex. So she doesn't even know I'm there. She may have had too much wine that night. But I walk down and I go in the kitchen. So now I'm standing there. I think I make myself a drink and watch my buddy have sex. And he's having sex incredibly slowly. Like a slow jam is playing and he's the only one that's hearing it, right? And I'm watching and I'm like, well, you're a decent sized dude, but you're nothing to write home about, that much. Like, you're not trying to not hurt the young lady, but what is this slow tempo? Like, I only go slow tempo like that if I'm starting to feel some kind of way and I'm like, ooh, we need this to last longer, right? So you bring down the tempo, you slow your pace, maybe switch a different position, right? A position that you might have, and I've got one, it's my sneaky position that I can go longer than anything, right? There's a couple that I just don't do often, and I get in that position and no need to look at the clock, right? This is going to be over soon. So the girl that I'm with comes out of the mezzanine area and kind of looks at me like, the fuck are you doing? fuck is going on? She looks up and I went, haha. Like, I think it's funny, right? Look at them. Yeah, they're having sex. And she went, well, if you want to watch that or you want to do this, but, yeah, and just turns around and walks in the room. So I see that I'm getting the little piece of, my sex is getting mad at me. So, yeah, it's a good way to call it. I'll start calling whatever girl I'm with my sex. So, my sex is, come here. Dude, you really got to stop chewing on stuff until I'm done. We only got like another 10, 15 minutes. So give me a minute. So my sex gets mad and walks back in the room. So I'm like, balls. So I kind of run up the stairs with almost falling because I'm looking to my left like, dude, he's still doing that horrible slow rhythm. Like, I couldn't achieve an orgasm. If I had sex in this, and it's been like 5-6 minutes, didn't pick up the speed a bit, didn't slow down, whatever. I'm like, what are you doing? So I'm baffled. So I run into the room, and she's kind of like pulling the covers over, and I was like, oh, no, you don't. Kind of threw the condom in my teeth like a buccaneer, like somebody from like a pirate movie. You know, they put the knife, and I kind of just jumped into bed, and I was like, oh, no, you don't. So start messing around, and the good thing was she was a really, really good sport, and we'd messed around over the years for a long period of time. So I had been downstairs, obviously lost my erection, so I just kind of knelt up by the pillow and went, plugged it in her mouth and was like, here, you need to do this for a second or two so I can go ahead and, get back to where I need to be. Only took probably like 15, 20 seconds. I was right where I needed to be, put on the condom, and we start to go at it. So we're going at it, and there's a thing I call construction sex, right? It's kind of like if you're nailing a board, just ding, 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 and keeping the rhythm or the tempo. Much better than the super slow tempo my buddy was at. So we get in there, we're going multiple position. We must be having sex. It's got to be for like 30 minutes or so, right? Multiple position, take a break, catch your breath, switch over, on top. But the whole rhythm is all construction sex style. All of a sudden I hear the door open, and it's my buddy, right? Again, all my weird friends want to join in. Like, I don't know why I'm the guy that you want to have a double team with, but I'm kind of cool with one person, right? I'm really cool with one person. Don't really need any variance. I have a hard enough time focusing on one thing, let alone multiple. So he sticks his head in and was like, oh, hey, what's going on? I heard a lot of slapping. I wanted to make sure everything was all right. So now I'm slow stroking, just kind of slowing it down, looking at the door, and I went, And he's like, hey, she fell asleep. I'm thinking to myself, no wonder, right? That was the rockabye, cradle of sex. Like, who has sex at that tempo? I would have fallen asleep if I would have sat and watched it much longer. So I look at her and I went, yeah? And she looked at me and just with complete astonishment, like, no, what, get him out of here. And she began to cover up, and I was like, bro, close the door, you gotta go. So begrudgingly, he closes the door and steps out of the hallway. So now I go back to it, right? So it's been a while, I want to wrap this up. So go through a couple more positions, boom, boom, boom. I do ask if finishing, because I do like to come on things. It has been a thing of mine for a while. I like to come on stuff. So I was like, hey, can I pull condom off and whatever? She was like, you can do whatever, just, do whatever you want, which is a great thing. I didn't go as far. Like I kept the, belly button, level 1, level 2 being the boobs, and level 3 being the, the facial. Figure, I'm kind of happy you're even doing this with me, so I'm not going to even ask or have the conversation. So I finished, pull out, boom, 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 make a mess. So make a mess, we sit there, and it was a pretty good session. Like, even with the interruption, it had to have been 40, 45 minutes of drunken, post-hot tub, whatever. So we get up, and I try and get me something to towel off. So I go get her, like a washcloth or whatever, I help her towel off. We walk into the bathroom, both of us naked. So she walks in, and a lot of girls after the sex, right, they will sit and take a tinkle. So she's sitting and taking a whiz. I'm sitting there washing up my man stuff, looking in the mirror, kind of going, good job. Like, that was good. That was a fair amount of sweat. We had the heart rate at a decent level. Not only was that fun and entertaining, but it was also cardiovascularly, beneficial. Good job, buddy, right? Like, kind of looking at myself. Well, here comes my buddy again, pops in the hallway. He looks at me and goes, dude, he was like, man, are you okay? And he keeps asking her, like, is she okay? Now, she did seem a little, like, I think the alcohol in the hot tub and whatever, she had, like, a tuckered out look on her face. She's like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, just a lot of, that was good, right? That was fun. And I'm looking at myself, like looking at him, and he, well, I heard a lot of smacking. Like, were you getting physical in there? And I went, what do you mean smacking? I was like, that was balls and body, right? Like, that was, he was like, there's no way you were having sex. Like, I thought you had her bent over and were like paddling her butt. And I was like, what weird sexual world do you live in? Like, I'm just laying there and paddling somebody. And I guess somebody who has a weird paddling fetish or something, I guess that could be a thing. But it was not my thing. That was construction sex. Right? And if you build yourself up into a tempo, it's a lot like Tour de France riding. Right? You don't ride a 10-speed around here, but if that's what you do and that is like your current tempo, and I've been in a relationship for like 5 years or whatever, or 4 years, you have sex morning, noon, and night. You have sex 3 times a day and you do it at that tempo. Eventually, you kind of need to do it at that tempo to even, achieve an orgasm. Like, it's kind of what happens. So I stopped and I went, look, not for nothing. What the fuck was that slow ass tempo you were doing? Right? Like, who the fuck has sex that slow? Like, that's not a normal tempo. And he was like, what, man? That's just the way I do it. Like, you don't do it like, I was like, I only do that when I'm, like, if it's a few, it's 10, 15 minutes in and I feel like I'm close and you need to back up, change the position, slow stroke, maybe start talking a little smack, right? Which can go horribly wrong too, because if you say the right stuff and she starts talking smack, that'll even get me more down the road than I need to be. But yeah, so that was another weird hot tub experience. Kind of random because didn't talk to either one of them again, right? Just kind of high-fived. Then went, hey, cool, good to see you. Thanks for the sex. Totally didn't see that one coming, right? Like, I love this, the secret sneaky sex. Is that way you don't get mad if you're planning on it or you think you're going to do it and it doesn't happen? Then you get mad, right? Like, fuck, I thought I was going to have sex. So I always go into it, which isn't a bad thing, right? Look at me, that I'm not going to have sex today. But somehow the world is good and it allows me to have sexual relations every now and again because that is my hobby. I don't hunt, fish, bowl, whatever. I like the sticky time. So there was one other one that I could probably throw on. I've got a couple minutes. See if I can squeeze it into 3 minutes. I know it's hard to believe that, even when I told the gentleman from Atlanta who was in the store and then he came by and he watched the podcast later, that I keep getting put in weird situations. Now this situation was exactly the same. Somebody was having a birthday party. They had a room at a hotel. And my buddy says, hey, my chick's there. And a bunch of her hot chick friends. And his chick was really hot. And he said, hey, he was like, dude, we'll go over there and hot chicks. And they've got one of those big jacuzzi tubs and it was a suite. So we get there. And yeah, we're going to have a good time or whatever. We get there and he's like, yeah, well, let's get my girl and get whoever. And yeah, well, they were a serious thing too. And he was like, let's get them. We'll all get in the hot tub. We'll all get naked. Now this buddy was a little bit freer in that realm than anyone else that I hung out with. So he tells me, he says, hey, he was like, all right, we're going to get in there. I go to unzip and I look and I'm not wearing boxers again, right? Number one, at that point in my life, I wasn't good at doing laundry. So I look and I go, fuck my life, right? This isn't some random chick. This is your girlfriend. I don't know if you want my girlfriend. Oh, dogs. Dogs, enough. So I don't know if he wants me to be. I don't know if he wants me to be naked in front of his girl or not. But hey, yo, dogs, Taz. I guess I'm gonna save the other part of that for later until I get the dogs to stop from barking. Oh, the joys of doing this from home.